After decades of watching and studying, scientists have just found something very strange about the supervolcano in Italy. They have never seen this before, and now they are quite worried about it. What did the scientists find out? How dangerous is this for the people living near the volcano? Is this the end of the world? You will find answers to all of these questions in this video. But don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. The supervolcano we're talking about in this video is called the Flegrei Fields. It is located near Naples in Italy. It is an amazing place. There are many historical cities nearby, such as Pompeii and Herculaneum. This volcano has been dormant for 1,500 years, but it will probably erupt again soon. The thing is that it doesn't erupt in the usual way. It can blow up with such force that it would be devastating not only for Italy, but for the whole world. Scientists say that its eruption could theoretically happen in two ways. The first is relatively calm. Lava will simply spill out of the crater, but even that will be really bad because the lava will cover the entire peninsula in a matter of hours. The second way is really terrible. A massive explosion will happen. Solid volcanic ash will rise into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and disrupting the climate. It will rain down on the entire planet. Well, let's hope it won't happen anytime soon. So let's just enjoy the beauty of this place. Unfortunately, I have bad news for you. According to scientists, the magma chamber of the volcano is rapidly filling up. It may erupt at any moment now. To make matters worse, the magma is rising faster than expected. That's what scientists have recently discovered. Researchers have been exploring the flare for many years, but only now have they found something that they can't explain. Now I will tell you about their latest discovery. To determine how fast the magma is rising under the ground, scientists have used a method called magnetotellurics. It is based on the fact that electric currents are created in the Earth's crust. These electric currents arise due to the rotation of our planet, as well as due to the movement of magma. The deeper the currents go, the higher their frequency is. In order to measure them, scientists use special devices called MT stations. They were installed near the volcano and recorded the fluctuations of electric currents. Well, it sounds complicated, but the result was worth it. Scientists have discovered that there is a big anomaly under the volcano. Fluctuations of electric currents go much deeper than usual. They reach a depth of 20 kilometers. Previously, scientists believed that the magma chamber was located at a depth of 10 to 15 kilometers, but now it turns out that it goes much lower. The magma layer is much larger than we thought. It's like a giant underground lake filled with molten rock, and it's getting bigger every year. In the past, this magma squeezed through weak areas in the Earth's crust and erupted. For example, the last eruption happened in 1281. But scientists think that the magma chamber is getting bigger and bigger, and that the next eruption will be much more powerful. And here comes the most interesting part. Scientists have also found that the magma is moving, although very slowly. If you think that's not a big deal, you're wrong. Such movements are typical before a volcanic eruption. When the pressure under the ground reaches a critical level, the magma squeezes out of the cracks. However, this happens over several months or even years. But the magma under the volcano is moving in just a few weeks. Something's definitely wrong. Scientists say that nothing like this has ever been recorded in the history of volcanology. Some scientists believe that the reason for this behavior of the magma is the tremors that have been happening in the Flegrei Fields recently. Yes, the volcano was silent for 1,500 years, but it hasn't been dormant. From time to time, scientists recorded minor tremors of the Earth's crust. They thought it was just some gas bubbles popping up from the magma chamber. But maybe there's something else going on under the volcano. Maybe there are several magma chambers there, or maybe the magma comes from another source. Scientists still don't know what to do with this data. They haven't met anything like it before. But you know what? We have already met something like this in the past. In 2021, scientists recorded similar tremors in Mount Ibu in Indonesia. At that time, they also recorded changes in the electrical conductivity of the soil and the uplift of the Earth's crust. 6 months later, the mountain erupted. Something similar is now happening at the flare. Here, too, the uplift of the Earth's crust was recorded. Plus, scientists noticed another strange thing. The measurements of the electric field indicate that the magma chamber is not even under the caldera of the volcano but somewhat to the southwest of it. But the most important thing is that the magma is still, and scientists say it means that it will not erupt in the coming days. But when it will happen, no one knows. And while scientists are racking their brains over this puzzle, ordinary Italians are trying to live their lives. About 3 million people live near the volcano. Can you imagine what it's like to wake up every morning knowing that a terrible disaster might happen at any moment? Some people try not to think about it and go about their business as usual. Others are constantly worried and can't sleep at night. People joke that there are two types of residents in Naples, those who left and those who stayed. Well, I guess that everyone has the right to choose for themselves how to live. But why is the danger of the flyer so great? Why is it much more terrible than other volcanoes? The answer is pretty simple. The power of this volcano is incredible. Its explosive force is estimated to be 7 on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. This index was developed by a volcanologist from the United States, Chris Newhall. He assessed the explosiveness of the most famous volcanoes in the world and compared them. For example, Vesuvius, which destroyed Pompeii, has an index of 5. Krakatoa, which caused a tsunami in Indonesia, has an index of 6. The flare has a much higher rating of 7. It means that the potential energy of the volcano is much greater. One eruption of this volcano is enough to cause major damage worldwide. And now, imagine what will happen if it erupts several times. Scientists made just such a forecast. They asked themselves what would happen if the flare erupted 5 times in a row. First, of course, there would be local consequences. Entire cities would be covered with a thick layer of ash and debris. Infrastructure would be destroyed. But then, the global consequences would follow. Ash and solid particles would rise into the atmosphere and block sunlight. Because of this, the average global temperature would drop by several degrees. Then there would be climate change, crop failure, an increase in the number of people who would die from starvation. In general, the picture is not a very optimistic one. So let's hope that the scientists will be able to solve this puzzle. They must understand what's happening to the magma under the volcano. Why does it suddenly start moving after so many years? If scientists are able to figure this out, perhaps they will be able to predict when the next eruption will occur. You may think that scientists should have figured this out long ago. After all, they've been studying the Phlegrean fields for several decades. But no one could have predicted that the magma would start moving so quickly. Everything is changing very rapidly. The situation is literally exploding. And when scientists thought that they had finally understood how this volcano works, it turned out that everything they knew had to be revised. So now they have to start all over again. All the previous data must be analyzed in a new way. New observations and measurements must be made. And then all this data must be processed. Yes, the scientists are making progress, but it's slow progress. It takes months and even years to collect all the necessary data and analyze it. Meanwhile, the magma chamber is getting bigger and bigger. This means that scientists are literally running out of time. Will they be able to unravel the secret of the volcano? Will they be able to predict its eruption? Or maybe everything will happen so quickly that there will simply be no time for forecasts. You can find out what scientists have discovered about this volcano in this video.